Welcome back to the deep dive. This is where we take some complex research and, well, we make it make sense for you.
That's right. And today, we're tackling something that honestly sounds a bit dull at first glance. Safety
Yeah,
rules.
exactly. Rules. We all kind of groan about them, huh?
Yeah.
But we're going beyond just following directions today.
We are. We're looking at them as like essential life lesson, basically humanity documenting what not to do based on hard experience.
Okay, so we've got a stack of materials here, guides, principles, all aimed at connecting rules to responsibility.
And to kick things off, let's maybe slow down for a second, chew on this
Mhm.
core idea. Think about it. If pretty much every important safety rule, in the science lab, crossing the street, whatever,
Uh,
if it exists because somebody somewhere got hurt first,
hmm.
what does that really tell us? I mean, about the impact, the sheer power, sometimes devastating power, of just one person deciding to take a risk.
Wow. Okay. So that sets the stage. Our mission today isn't just listing rules, it's understanding why they exist, seeing them as, like you said, formalized consequences.
Exactly, equipping you with the principles of responsibility, not just a checklist.
So let's start there. When we say being safe,
Mm.
what does that actually mean? It feels like more than just, putting on a helmet.
It definitely is. The research points to safety being a really active mental game. It's not passive.
Yeah.
It's about using this trio of tools: awareness, judgment, and responsibility.
Right?
Awareness is spotting the potential problem, maybe a wet floor or a dodgy link online.
Right.
Judgment, that's the quick calculation. What could happen here? What's the risk?
Makes sense.
And then responsibility is the clincher. It's actually acting on that good judgment, doing the safe thing, even if it's slower or feels like a hassle.
And this ties right back to where rules come from, doesn't it? You dig into almost any safety rule, like why railings on stairs have to be a certain height.
Yeah.
It's not random. It's usually because there were preventable, often really costly accidents before that rule existed.
Precisely. Rules are basically lessons learned from things going wrong. They do three main things: help us plan to avoid repeats, promote health and well-being right now, and, protect people and property.
So it's like collective memory almost.
You could think of it like that, or like a shared insurance policy.
Yeah.
Following the rule is like paying into the system that keeps things predictable, keeps us all safer.
So here's a thought for you listening. Can you picture a really simple rule? Maybe something like, don't run by the pool.
Mm-hmm.
Can you connect that not to a lifeguard being bossy, but to the real possibility, the history
Yeah.
of someone slipping and getting seriously hurt? That's the shift in thinking, right? Seeing the why behind it. Okay, let's make this concrete. Let's look at those everyday places, school, home, and out in the community, starting with school.
Right, school safety.
Yeah.
It's interesting because it really depends on everyone cooperating. Often in structured ways, it's way more than just fire drills.
For sure, like in science class, following procedures isn't just about grades.
Absolutely not. Chemicals demand respect, right? They don't care if you meant well. Same with using equipment in gym class properly. Some of that stuff is heavy or complex.
Yeah.
But maybe the most important part of school safety: reporting hazards. You see a spill, broken chair, maybe even an unsafe interaction between students.
Reporting it isn't like being a tattletale. It's actually leadership.
Exactly. It stops injuries, sure, but it also builds this environment where people feel safe and trust each other. It actually makes you wonder,
What's that?
well, how could students step up even more? Not just follow the rules, but genuinely lead safety efforts. Maybe suggest better ways to report things or push for equipment checks to taking real ownership.
That's a cool idea. Okay, so from the structured school environment, let's bring it home.
Right. And at home, the risks can be different, often quieter, more hidden, things that need regular checking.
Yeah, we're not just talking about tripping hazards, though that's part of it. We're talking about stuff that can prevent, well, disasters.
Mm-hmm. Like routinely checking smoke alarms, carbon monoxide detectors. Sounds basic, but crucial.
Or unplugging electronics properly so they don't overheat. And a big one, storing medicines and cleaning supplies safely, especially with younger kids around, or even just anyone being distracted.
Yeah, a moment's mistake can lead to poisoning or burns. And this raises a key point from the materials: who's responsible at home?
Is it just the parents?
Not really, no. True home safety needs everyone to be switched on, to have a level of maturity. If you spot something, a frayed cord, that beeping CO alarm, are you responsible for saying something?
Yeah, you absolutely are. That awareness protects everyone living there.
Okay, so we've covered school, we've covered home. Now let's step outside into the community.
Right. And this is where safety becomes really obviously about other people, about strangers even. It's like a social contract.
That's a perfect way to put it. Traffic lights, crosswalks, seatbelts. We learn these rules so early. But the deeper layer is respecting that shared space. When you stick to the speed limit, it's not just about avoiding a fine. You're actively respecting every other driver's, every pedestrian's right to get where they're going safely.
It really shows respect for other people's lives, doesn't it? When you see someone blow through a red light, you feel,
Yeah.
well, annoyed, yeah, but also like they broke a fundamental trust.
Exactly. That shared agreement that keeps things from descending into chaos.
Okay, so we've talked about physical risks, slips, fires, traffic, things you can often see. But now let's shift gears to something newer, often invisible: digital and social safety.
Ah, yes, the new frontier. This is a huge one, especially for your generation. The risks are just different. Harder to gauge sometimes because the consequences might not be immediate or physical.
Right, the danger isn't a speeding car, it's maybe data permanence
Mm-hmm.
or damage to your reputation.
Exactly. The core principles, awareness, judgment, responsibility, they still apply 100%. But the hazards look different.
So the basics are still important, right? Like
Right.
strong passwords, managing your privacy settings.
Definitely crucial. But the really critical piece here, according to the sources, is about digital citizenship. It's understanding that your actions online have weight,
Meaning,
meaning you've got to think before you post. Words online can hurt just as much as actions offline, and often that hurt sticks around forever online.
yeah, that digital footprint idea.
Totally. And things like oversharing where you are, getting sucked into dangerous online challenges, or just being cruel online, that's not just messing around, it's genuinely risky breaking that digital social contract.
So that moment when you hesitate before clicking a weird link,
Mm-hmm.
or you decide not to post that angry comment or embarrassing photo.
That's your judgment system working. That's you practicing digital safety. It makes you think. What's one smart digital habit you already use? Maybe you could pause and think about that. Recognizing those choices is key because online, often, you are the main safety barrier.
All right, we've looked at schools, homes, communities, the digital world. Let's try and pull this all together.
Yeah.
How do these individual choices really link up with keeping everyone safe? Our materials had some good critical thinking prompts on this.
Yeah, let's connect the dots explicitly. Show the rule, what happens if it's ignored, and the deeper responsibility that's demonstrated when it's followed. It moves beyond just obeying into active moral engagement.
Okay, give us an example.
Let's take school rule. Report bullying or unsafe situations. Consequence, if ignored, well, obviously, harm to the victim continues, but also fear spreads, trust breaks down in that whole environment.
Right.
So the responsibility is shown by reporting. It's actively protecting the community's well-being, both mental and physical.
Okay, contrast that with home safety. Maybe the rule is storing knives or sharp tools safely away.
Good one. Consequence, if ignored, could be a really serious, immediate injury to someone in the family. The responsibility shown by storing them properly. Yes, it's basic care, but it also shows maturity. It shows you understand risk, that objects have potential danger.
Makes sense. And finally, out in the community, let's use the example of obeying railway crossing signals.
Okay, consequence, if ignored, potentially catastrophic. Accidents involving trains, multiple lives lost. It's horrific to even think about.
Absolutely.
The responsibility is shown by waiting, by following that signal. It's about respecting a shared system where the stakes are incredibly high. You trust the signal, and everyone else trusts you to obey it. It's fundamental respect for life in a shared space.
So, putting it all together, the big takeaway seems to be safety isn't really about being scared or restricted.
Not at all. It's about being aware, using your judgment, and taking responsibility in a way that's actually constructive. Strong communities, whether they're online or in the real world, they really depend on people consciously thinking before they act. Hashtag tag outro.
So we kick this off by digging into the why behind the rules, their history, their philosophy. And we've seen that pretty much every rule is a lesson learned about consequences.
Yeah, and as you go about your day, try to keep that in mind. Safety isn't just a checklist you complete. It's this constant process of calculation, of awareness. Maybe think about one time recently you deliberately used a safety rule or made a choice to prevent a problem.
Ah,
Maybe you warned a friend about a scam email or you pointed out a broken piece of equipment somewhere. What was the decision? And how did that small action potentially change the outcome for you or someone else?
right.
And if our choices, even small ones, really do protect us and others, that leads to a bigger question, something for you to maybe mull over after this.
That's a
How can we really shift our perspective, Move from seeing safety as just this list of boring duties to seeing it as something empowering, like radical foresight, the ability to anticipate and prevent harm.
That's a powerful way to frame it. That's the real understanding we were aiming for today.
We choose safe actions because our choices protect us and others.
That's the key.
Yeah.
Until next time, stay aware.